Welcome to the Epic Podcast, your elopement photographer inspiration compass. I'm your host, Cheryl Ann, elopement photographer, former Navy officer, and proud mama. This is where adventure and destination elopement photographers come to get inspired, connect, and keep learning. If you're ready to reach new heights and find your true north, you're in the right place. Stay epic. Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of the Epic Podcast. I'm your host, Cheryl Ann. Today, I am so excited to welcome my friend Eva of Elopements with Eva. She is a destination elopement photographer that is based in Estonia. And I just am so inspired by her, you guys. And not only is she just an amazing destination elopement photographer, but she is also an amazing boss girly, and she is a mother of two. And I really just felt like having her on the podcast today and her sharing all her wisdom would help all of you guys, whether you are a photographer who's going to be a new parent, if you're already a parent, or if you are just a photographer who is learning to juggle multiple hats and responsibilities. I really think that Eva has a lot to share with you guys. So be ready to take notes. And welcome to the podcast, Eva. I'm so excited to have you here.
Hi, Sherry. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited.
Thank you for being on. Okay, for those who don't know you, can you kind of give a little intro to yourself, like talk about your family a little bit and your business?
So I'm Eva. As you mentioned, I'm 31 years old. I come from Estonia. This is a teeny tiny country in Northern Europe. Most people don't even know it exists. So I'm an adventure elopement photographer, and I serve clients mostly from the US and Canada who come to Italy. So I'm working mostly in Italy, sometimes in other countries too, but mostly Italy. And besides that, I'm also the planner and coordinator for my clients. So I don't do only photography. I give them like recommendations who to book, but from there on, I actually also take everything else over. So my clients have basically nothing else to do and just to get a tire, rings, and then show up. So yeah, I'm wearing multiple hats for the clients. Yeah,
Amazing. And
so
you're doing it
that's
all.
in a nutshell.
You're doing it also beautifully and gracefully, like not only wearing multiple hats as an elopement photographer, because you're doing planning and coordinating, but you're also a mother. And I'd really love to dive into all of that, just motherhood and business. And have your daughters seen your work? Do they know you are this amazing adventure elopement photographer? Have you showed them your photos? What do they think mom does for work?
So, they're kind of small. So I have two daughters. They're 2 years old and 4 years old. So they're kind of tiny.
Okay.
But I've shown them my work, but I don't think they really understand yet what it is, what I'm providing for my clients. But I have explained them in a way that we have a wedding album at home from my own wedding, and they browse through it like at least once a month. They love doing that. And basically, I tell them that when I go to work, I make sure that these other people have beautiful pictures to put in their album so that one day their kids can browse through the albums and kind of create that experience that they have like later photos to look at on. So that's kind of how I explain that to them.
Yeah, that's currently so sweet.
Yeah.
No, that's adorable. And then obviously you travel often for work. You've been to so many amazing locations. How do you balance all of that with motherhood? Like, how do you make it work leaving home?
That's a good question. And I think that depends a lot on the family situation and how everybody can make that work in their situation. But basically, I think the first most important thing is batching the elopements so that when you go on a trip, you have multiple elopements in that trip so that you're not traveling back and forth all the time. And I try to batch like as much as I can. It's not always possible, but as much as I can, I try to batch them. Because, traveling to a foreign country, it takes an entire day to get to the location with the flights and buses and car rentals and stuff, and an entire day to get back. So if you're doing less of that with batching, you're kind of actually saving time in total, like over the entire year. So I try to do that. I think that's quite important.
For sure.
And I think the second thing that I do is that I try to get as much done as possible during my travels. So it's not vacation. Don't get me wrong. Although I'm in beautiful places, I'm not vacationing. I'm working so much. It's like my clients usually have a buffer day, like
Hmm.
included in the package in case the weather is really bad or there's some unforeseen circumstances why we need to pivot. Usually we don't need to use that. Has been used a few times, but usually we don't use that. And this is still a full-on working day for me because I'm here at the hotel anyway.
Yep.
And I have no obligations. I don't need to do laundry. I don't need to pick up the kids from daycare, go grocery shopping or anything like that. So I can actually focus on work. And with this one full day that I have for work, I get the gallery as much done as possible. Where
Perfect.
sneak peeks go out for sure. Sometimes I even manage to do the entire gallery. I think if we're all going to be honest, as a photographer, full gallery takes like 8, 10, 12 hours maybe. So
Yeah.
if you can put that all in one day, it's doable. So this is something I try to do. Of course, I'm not delivering it without checking it with fresh eyes on the next day. But basically, yeah, I try to do as much as possible during my travel so that when I get home, I can actually be with the kids and my husband and my dog and just like not worry about the editing queue, like in my head going, oh, I need to do this, I need to work. So that when I go home, I can actually spend time with the family and be more intentional about that.
No, that's perfect. No, and I'm glad that you mentioned batching elopements because that's exactly what I do. When I tell other elopement photographers I do this, I think that they get like wide-eyed and be like, how and why do you do that? Because I do
Yeah.
elopements that are back to back over a couple of days. And I explain to them, it's like, I would much rather get 4 elopements done in a row within a single week rather than flying away from my baby girl every
Yeah,
week just to go like every Saturday to fulfill these elopements. It just doesn't make sense. And
exactly. Yeah.
financially, it's a lot of money to
Financially too.
travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's better for me to just fly there once and knock them all out and then be home for a couple of weeks and spend time with my daughter. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you
That's
mentioned
for
that.
sure.
And I'm also glad that you mentioned that you have like a day that you set aside to work specifically to get those galleries done so you don't have to work at home. I think that's actually really good advice for everyone.
Yeah, because I think especially if you're planning like international elopements, the buffer day is actually a good thing to have. That makes clients more feeling more safe too.
Mhm.
That in case something really goes wrong, we can
Yeah.
actually pivot. And last month, I used the buffer day, and I'm so glad we did.
Yeah.
We got the perfect weather on the next day, and everybody was happy. And it's a good thing to plan in, and you can use it as a working day abroad where you don't have any other obligations, and it's actually perfect for. I'd say for everybody who's a mother,
Right.
you actually get a lot done in that time.
For sure. I always highly recommend everyone having a backup day if they can do it. I think for US elopements, I don't do it as often, but for destination, like internationally, I do.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did because I actually used my backup day for my most recent elopement in Italy.
Oh, you did?
It was like, yes,
Yeah.
it was high winds and bad seas that like their boat trip was actually canceled on. They were supposed to have it on the Friday, and I just shifted everything to the next day, and it was beautiful and sunny and perfect. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, thank goodness.
So glad you have it.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to move. Oh, wait. Did you have something? I was about to.
Oh, one more thing that helps with all of that is actually outsourcing. I think
Mhm.
that comes in big. Like I have two things that I outsource. One of them, I have an accountant. Very good
Yeah.
decision, especially if you're handling like multi-country things, travels, all of the international laws and stuff. It's good to have somebody trustworthy there. And I also have a social media manager who takes over all of my Instagram posts, blogging, and Pinterest. So all of the input still comes from me. It's still me telling those things, but she takes over all of the way it looks and all of the text checks and everything else on the back. Yeah.
Perfect. Do you outsource anything else? Like I've outsourced editing before. Do you outsource any of that?
Yeah, I used to do that, but more often than not, I found myself not getting the results that I was hoping for. So I kind of currently feel I still want to have that part under my own control, how it's going to look like. And since I have the buffer day, I actually can edit quite a lot myself, and I don't need to wait for somebody else to finish the gallery.
Perfect. No, I love that. And then in regards to things being taken care of at home, like who watches the girls? Like, do you have a community, a village at home that helps you take care of the kiddos?
Yeah, you know how to say it takes a village.
It does take a village.
Yeah. So I have a wonderful husband. He's great with kids. And whenever I'm anywhere, I never have to worry about my kids being okay because he takes care of everything. And not once I had to worry about anything. So he's great with the kids. And my parents also live nearby. And also his mom and brother also are close by. So yeah, it takes a village. Whoever can take care of the girls takes care of the girls. They also go to the kindergarten. So during the day, within the week, they can actually be there. So that helps a lot. But yeah, it depends on the trip, the timing, if he takes off some vacation time if needed, or the grandparents help, or yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a question that I get often now that I'm a mother. Just how do I balance travel with raising my daughter and like who takes care of her when I'm not there? And I explain to them like it really does take a village to raise a
Yeah.
family. And it's my husband, my mom, and my mother-in-law. I'm very fortunate that I have all three of them
Yeah.
to kind of like watch my daughter and take
Yeah.
turns if my husband is busy because he's in the Marine Corps and that's
Yeah.
a lot of responsibility as well. So yeah, I'm just really glad that I have them to help me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of see that the grandparents actually love to be with the grandkids, and
Yeah.
that gives them more reason to be more involved.
Yes.
And they kind of like it actually. So I'm happy to have them, and they are happy to see the kids more too.
Good. I love that. Okay. So I don't know about you, but I personally struggle a lot with mom guilt. It eats at me sometimes, especially when I'm gone for a long time. Do you have any experience with that? And how do you work through that?
That's a good question. I know a lot of mothers have the mom guilt from being abroad, from working a lot, stuff like that. I must say, I'm not struggling with it, but that has been a process. And that actually started years ago.
Okay.
So I'm going to go
Yeah.
back a few years now. So the backstory here is that I have two daughters, but
Mm.
having those daughters was quite a difficult process. I went through 2 years of infertility treatments, hormonal therapy, just to get pregnant, to be able to get pregnant. Both pregnancies were, I'm going to be honest, horrible. Most horrible times of my entire lives.
Oh no.
2 times, 9 months full on vomiting. The entire pregnancy
I'm
did not
sorry to
stop,
hear that.
and it's getting worse with each pregnancy, basically. So it's basically a condition where my body does not handle pregnancy hormones. So I couldn't stop it with eating differently or anything like that. I just vomited. I vomited blood. I was hospitalized. I could not walk. Body is drained from energy. It's like the most horrible thing you can imagine, like dying for 9 months twice. And that all basically made me realize two things. One of them is that if I want to be an entrepreneur, I knew I wanted to become one. So I knew that I have to build up something that is financially very sustainable, that once, I don't know, anything else could happen too, like health wise, it could be a cancer, it could be some injury. You never know what's going to happen, that you are financially covered for that kind of things.
Right.
Because the pregnancy, that was a surprise. I didn't know I have a condition like that
Yeah.
until I was pregnant, and then boom, you can't work for 9 months. What do you do? So that was like one thing that I realized. And the other thing was that once I was done with the pregnancies and going through all that and the nursing and breastfeeding, I kind of felt I need something for me now.
Mm.
I've been giving years of my body to reaching something for somebody else, for making sure the kids are safe, they're healthy, and everything like that. And I felt that now is my time. I need to do something for me finally.
I
I've
love
been
it.
giving so much, and I feel like we as moms, we give so much, and we don't give ourselves enough credit for that.
Right.
Everything we're going through, like emotionally, what our bodies go through, it's like, it's crazy. And I think we should not feel guilty for doing something for ourselves.
Right.
Like afterwards, of course, it's okay to, to go through that. It takes time and it's something we have to do as mothers. But it's also very important to fulfill ourselves too. You need to fill your own cup first.
Yeah.
Then you can be a better mother. You're more energetic. You're more intentional with the time with the kids. And I kind of feel now that everything that I do, I love so much what I do. Like it's the best job in the world. It doesn't get better than that,
Yes.
literally. And it kind of like when I go home, I'm more fulfilled.
Yeah.
I've had my adventures. I'm calmer. I'm happier. I'm a better mom because I don't take the time with my kids for granted anymore. It's more intentional. It's better. And we do more together. And it's kind of like better this way. I think I'm a better mom because of that.
No, that was so beautifully said. It's almost like you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of someone
Yeah.
else. Because if you're not good, then it's really not going to help anyone else around you. And I'm really
Yeah.
glad that you kind of said all that because I think our generation is unfortunately like we had to deal with a lot of like mom guilt for
Yeah.
for a long time, and I think we're really trying to push against that and say like we can follow our dreams. We don't have to stay at home and fulfill this
Yeah.
mother role that society has told us about for years. But I'm glad you mentioned that because I think it really resonates with, how I feel growing up. I just felt like my mom had sacrificed a lot of her dreams in order to raise us. And, there were times where she's just like, I sacrificed a lot of my dreams so I could raise you guys. And it always made me feel really bad and guilty. And I never wanted my daughter to feel that way. So
Yeah.
by me pursuing my dreams and leaving the Navy to do this big thing, I wanted to show her like you can follow your dreams and you
Yeah.
still can be a really great mom, you know?
Uh,
I just want to show her that she can do both and she doesn't have to pick just one. So,
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you 100%. And it was 2 years ago, I think. I was listening to a podcast, and there was, I think she was like a mindset coach,
mm,
Dustin Machinsky. Maybe I'm butchering the name. I'm sorry. She had a quote in that podcast, basically saying that, "How can I tell my daughters to go after their dreams if I'm not doing that for myself? And I'm not gonna let my daughters be the reason why I didn't go after my dreams. They're gonna be the reason why I did. It should be the other way around." And that touched me so deeply. I was
oh
like,
my God, I
oh
just
yeah,
got chills.
yeah, exactly. And at that time, it came at the perfect timing because I was currently looking for the new path, and I had discovered what an adventure elopement is just recently. And I heard that quote and I was like, okay, now I'm going all in. No more postponing, going after my dreams and finally doing it now. And yeah, that quote was like gold for me.
That's so moving. I love that. I started to tear up. Okay, let's just move on to the next thing because I
Yeah,
feel like
of
we
course.
we talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
What do you tell your daughters before you leave for an elopement? Do you tell them anything special to like make because I feel like when I leave, my daughter just like freaks out and cries a lot. But do you tell them anything to help them calm down?
Yeah, I try to communicate what's going on, what's gonna happen, how it's gonna look like, you know. Um, and one thing I do is I kind of involve them in the process, telling them like, so mom is gonna be working abroad, but you're part of the team as well, because when I am away, somebody else needs to help dad with the household, feed the dog, walk the dog, play with the sister, and maybe help do the laundry. So they have kind of like task for like filling my shoes
Yeah.
while
Uh-huh.
I'm gone, because they're part of the process as well, because I couldn't do this on my own.
Right.
If I didn't have my family taking care of the household, the dog, the daughters, my husband, so then I couldn't do what I do today. So they play a big role in it. So it's actually a big teamwork. And I kind of try to communicate that to them so that they're kind of like involved in making this wedding actually work, even though they're not there physically. But yeah, that's like one thing we do.
No, I love that. I'm going to take that advice because I think that really helps if you just tell your kid like, "Hey, you got to help mom around the house while she is gone. There needs to be someone here." And that could be you. They're like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that could
I
be."
could do that.
No, that's
Yeah,
perfect. Would you say that becoming a mom has changed the way that you do business? Like, has it made you a better business owner and take care of your clients
for
better?
sure. For sure. Yeah. I kind of feel like my time now is so much more valuable.
Yes. Same.
So, yeah, one of the things, of course, outsourcing, which I maybe would not do if I
Mhm,
weren't a mom.
mhm.
But since I am a mom, now I'm outsourcing more. I have automated a lot of processes so that the like entire workflow that I do for my clients is to some extent at least automated. I'm not missing deadlines or stuff like that. I also only take on up to 20 elopements per year because otherwise I would be living abroad
Yep.
because I have to travel for every elopement, and therefore I can only take on limited amount of elopements. And since this is my only source of income, I don't have another job. I'm full time doing this. Then I have to charge properly. I cannot afford to be cheap.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I can't
No.
because I can only take on 20 elopements. I have big costs as a lot of business costs. I have travel costs, all of the accommodation, flights with luggage, rental cars, travel insurance, you name it, meals 3 times a day. It's actually quite a bit. So I need to have all of those covers and more so that I could actually have some profits as well. So this is something I needed to take into consideration more than I would have made it before.
No,
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I think that when I became a mom, I was like, oh, these systems are all over the place. I need to be more efficient.
Yeah.
And that's when I
Yeah.
actually started outsourcing. I was like, I can't spend hours in front of, in front of the laptop, just like editing. Like, this is not healthy. I need to go spend time
Yeah.
with my daughter because this is crazy.
Yeah.
Or just like traveling everywhere every other weekend. I was like, no, I need to batch these. I need to be home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool
I
that
agree.
we kind of like came to the same ending point. I will say it also has made me a better photographer. I don't know if this is the same for you, but I will say that on the wedding day, I'm like much more focused on interactions like between like the mom and her mother, like sorry, the bride and her mother or her father. I just like
Yeah.
I'm more emotional during first like parent
Oh yeah.
dances now. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
the same for you.
I think the difference is here that I don't usually have guests. It's just a
Oh,
couple,
mm.
but I do cry when I hear them out. But once last month, I did have one couple that they had their families with them, and they did a daddy-daughter dance.
Oh.
I cried my eyes out, like
Yeah.
having daughters and seeing a father-daughter dance where they both cry. That was like,
Yeah,
and
it
that
makes me more
makes you
emotional.
appreciate those moments so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially like when I see, even if it is just the couple, when I see the bride, I'm like, oh my gosh, you were once like a little girl. Like
yeah,
you were a bride. And
yeah,
like my daughter's eventually gonna grow up and be, a bride hopefully one day too. And it's just interesting how your mindset has changed.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. So when you are home, how do you avoid working all the time? Because I know I have an issue with that. I feel like a lot of us have work tied to our phone and our phone is on us all the time. Just how do you balance that? How do you avoid being working all the time and staying present?
I think that comes down to several things. One of them being that I do as much as I can during the travels, which I mentioned earlier. So when I'm home, I don't have big editing queue at least. So
Got
that's the most time consuming part. But I still have a lot to work on with the website, with all of the communication with the clients, planning, doing the itineraries, contacting vendors and so on. I try to do that when I am not with the kids.
Yeah.
So either when they're in the daycare or with the father, or if I really run out of time, then I also have the grandparents to use when I
Got it.
really need one more day to get everything under control. But this is also one of the reasons why I don't want to take on more than 20 elopements per year, because otherwise the amount of work is just getting out of hand, because I don't just plan the photo locations. I also do all of the vendor communications, payments, coordination, all of that too. That's all on me. So
Yeah.
this is one of the reasons why I try to limit the amount of work I do, how many weddings I take home.
Hey friends, we're going to pause the episode really quick. If you're an elopement photographer looking to elevate your client experience, your creativity, or the way you show up online, I created something just for you. Inside the show notes, you'll find a link to Epic, the Elopement Photographer Inspiration Compass, where you can choose which direction you want to grow in. Whether that's community, courses, creativity, or your couples, you get to follow the path that inspires you. From planning guide templates to courses on TikTok, drone photography, and more, It is all designed to help you create intentional, experience-first elopements. And because you're a listener of the Epic podcast, you can use code EPIC15 for $15 off. All right, let's get back into the episode. Perfect. All right. If your daughter listened to this episode in, 20 years from now, what would you want them to know, and understand why you chose to pursue your dreams while raising them?
I think the main reason is being a good example.
Mm.
Just setting an example that you can be a mom and you can be an entrepreneur or have a great career too. You don't have to choose between them. Of course, it takes time to find out the way how it works in your unique situation and in your niche and stuff like that. It takes time. Of course, it's a progress, but it is doable. And I want to prove them that it is doable. And not just for their daughters, actually, for all of the moms out there. I hope I am an inspiration to show that it is doable. And I hope they go after their dreams too, because now I feel how good it is to be living a dream. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, it's so fulfilling having both a beautiful family and the career that I love.
Oh, well, I hope your daughters listen back to this in 20 years from now.
I hope
And,
so.
I bet you are inspiring so many mothers and future mothers and just photographers in general that want to
Thank you.
pursue what we do. Okay, so that was a lot about motherhood and business. I'd really love to dive into destination photography because you are amazing at that. Obviously, you are based in Estonia. We've established that, but you've traveled to places like Thailand and Portugal and everywhere in Italy, especially the Dolomites. Like, you're well established there. What were the first steps you took into breaking into destination photography?
Uh, yeah, the first thing I did was building up a portfolio. So
Mm,
that was like, how do you find the first clients? Like
yeah.
that was a big question. Like, how do you do that? So I put out like a call out on Facebook
Oh,
to
did
my
you?
friends.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, kind of showing like, yeah, this is what I'm going after.
Okay.
Showing like photos of other photographers from other photographers who shot in the area. This is something I want to create,
Mm,
something similar. Does anybody want to do a vow renewal?
I love
Put
it.
on your dresses. Let's go there. I'm gonna create experience. I'm gonna take photos of it. You get all of the photos. And what happened, surprisingly, was that I didn't get much inquiries for vow renewals. There were actual couples. Hey, we want to get married that way. Would you do that? I was like,
Wow.
what? I haven't done this before.
Yeah.
But actually, I got quite many inquiries like that. And all of the couples who ended up booking me were kind of like we knew each other. So to some extent,
Love
or
that.
they were friends of a friend. So
Yeah.
they kind of knew me. They trusted me. I mean, I was a photographer already before that. So they knew my photography style and that. But I also made very clear that I'm doing this for the first time, like the
Mm-hmm.
planning of this
Mm-hmm.
kind of things. So they were well aware of that, didn't bother them at all. And it actually made me be even more focused on creating an amazing experience, having a lot of backups just in case, doing all of the research. I was like 200% prepared for anything that could happen.
Yeah.
And the first power and like the elopements were actually in winter. So I even hired like a driver in the Dolomites, like a hiking guide who drove us around as well, because I didn't know the area and you need like the snow chains and stuff like that in winter in the Dolomites. It's like a whole other story. But basically I even hired help to make it all happen. But I
Yeah.
learned so much through all of that. And within the first 6 months, I did 7 elopements like that.
Wow.
All of the photos were on my website. I had enough portfolio. And after those 7, then international inquiries started coming in.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Okay. So a few things that I took from what you said is, first off, I love that you reached out on Facebook. I think a lot of people ask me, like, how do you get into the destination photography business, like,
Yeah.
area without a portfolio? And I tell them, like, put yourself out there, like, do a model call. You don't have to like pay a lot. Like, if you don't have a lot of money, you don't have to do retreats or content days up front. Because I know not everyone can afford that, but you'd be
Yes.
surprised when you put out model calls or say like, "Hey, I'll do this shoot for free," or like for a bell renewal,
Yeah.
and how many people would be willing to take that up. Did they pay
Yeah.
you in full,
Yeah.
or like did they only cover travel? What did they?
So the 7 ones, the first
Yeah.
7 ones, they did pay me, not the
Okay.
full amount, but basically I could cover like some of the business costs and the travel costs. So that was already good
Perfect.
enough for me because that was already international. I needed to travel. So, but they all paid me. So it wasn't like just like going out taking fun photos. It was a job I was hired to do.
Perfect. Amazing. I love that
Yeah.
for you. Okay. So you've obviously photographed everywhere. And what I love about your story that a lot of people don't know is that like you've built this amazing, thriving business with a very low social media following. I think a lot of elopement photographers think that they have to have thousands of followers in order to do what we do, but you have 445 followers and you are booking five-figure elopements. Like
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. You are such an inspiration. What do you think photographers overestimate about the importance of like having a follower account?
Yeah, it's so funny that it comes up over and over again because I
Yeah.
don't have much followers and I'm active on social media, but I'm not like doing anything for it to grow. I would need reels, more of that video content in there to start growing, which I'm planning to do someday.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it's like, as you said, 445 followers. I just checked today. So not much. But I think it's kind of like overestimated in some scenarios. I think it depends who your clients are and
Mm,
where they are looking for
yeah.
their service providers. Because I know you do a lot of social media. You're very active on Instagram. You're active on TikTok, and you get inquiries and bookings from there,
Yeah.
which is great because it works for you, obviously.
Mhm.
One thing that I have realized is my clients are usually not much on social media, or
Yeah.
if they are, some don't even have accounts, but some have, but they're not very active on there. And I think the reasoning behind there is, as you said, I'm charging 5 digits for my service. I just checked the average booking rate for the next year is 14,000 US dollars. So
Amazing.
the people who can afford a service like this premium clientele, they're usually a little bit older
Yeah.
because they have, they have built up their successful businesses, their career, they have saved money, they are financially secure, and that comes with time. Usually people in their 20s, the
Mhm.
ones who are poor on social media,
Yeah.
they don't have that financial security yet to be
Mhm.
able to afford my services. So I think that's like the differentiator here, I think. But yeah, I realized that most of them are not on social media, or at least they're not bothered by the fact, obviously, that I don't have many followers there.
For
Yeah.
sure. So where are you getting your inquiries and bookings if it's not on TikTok or Instagram?
Google. Everything comes
Google.
from
Love that. I love
yeah.
Google Ads. And that's what you're doing, Google Ads, or is it SEO?
Currently still Google Ads. Yeah. But it has been working out great. So currently I don't see a reason why to stop doing that. Yeah.
No, I love that. And do you have Google Ads specific for like specific locations, or do you just have it for like Italy as
I have
broad? How does it work for you?
Yeah, so I have Google Ads for Italy in general. So if people Google elopements in Italy, I come up on the first page. And also some are like location specific, like Tuscany, Dolomites, Lake Como. Yeah, so if people are searching for that, then I come up too. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And I just want to say something really quick for everyone that is listening. Obviously, you do not need a big follower count. Eva has explained that to all of us. Google is such an amazing way to get in front of your
Yeah.
couples right away, especially investing in Google ads. I will say it is possible to book five-figure couples on Instagram and TikTok. I've done it multiple times, but you do have to work harder than Google ads
Yeah.
in order to get those
Yeah.
couples. So that is like the payoff of choosing Google Ads over social media is that Google Ads do the work for you. So
Yeah.
those are things
You
to
either
consider.
pay for the ads or you put in your own time to create more content that speaks to the specific clientele. Because
Exactly.
this 5+ digit like clientele, that's
Yeah,
like different kind of
mhm,
people. You need to know how to speak to them or
for sure.
what your offer is so that they understand that you're the one they should hire. Yeah.
Love that. Do you have a marketing strategy that has like been like the biggest impact on your business growth at all?
Google Ads. that's
You're like
that's
only
all
Google
of the
Ads.
marketing I do. Actually, I don't do much else besides like posting on Instagram showing the photos that I do, sometimes like behind the scenes. But
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, because I don't have like verbal, how's it called? Verbal references now. Wait, mouth to mouth, like basically use recommend a friend.
Oh, got it. Yes.
Is
Referrals?
it referrals? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you were right.
I start that part over.
Yeah.
I don't have much referrals because
Yeah.
usually the couples who elope, they're just the two of them. So
Oh,
there
got it.
isn't anybody else who sees me working.
Okay.
Usually, because if you do bigger weddings, there are other clients. They see you working, they
Yeah,
fall in love with you. You get the referrals. They come to you for their own wedding and so on. It's kind of not the same here because my clients usually don't have clients at all, so I don't have much referrals. Although I know they refer me to their friends, but it's like a long process until somebody of them starts to get married and decide to elope. Yeah.
no, that makes sense. Okay. Have you heard any advice that is being thrown around in the destination photography industry that you hear all the time that you just totally disagree with, that beginner photographers should not be adhering to or listening to?
Good question. I think the social media aspect,
Mm,
especially when it comes to like serving clients that are 30 plus years old.
yeah.
So my clients are like 30, 40, 50. I last month I had 60 plus couple.
Oh
Like
my
and
God. They got
yeah, and that
money.
was amazing. Yeah. They had a vow renewal in Venice. Like how
Wow.
beautiful is that?
Beautiful.
So I think the social media aspect that we just covered is one of the things that I don't always agree with because I see a lot of educators talking about you have to be very active, very
Yeah,
like but I feel like once you have built up the content on your account, people can scroll down and see everything that is already in there. If that's existing, then you don't have to be so much online on a daily basis.
for sure.
You
I
can
agree with that.
then you can kind of like just show more behind the scenes and your face in every once in a while, but then it becomes less important, I'd say.
For sure. No,
Yeah.
I agree with
But I,
that wholeheartedly. Like I even preach that in my TikTok course. Like you do not have to post every day. In fact, like that is
yeah,
not sustainable. Like you will drive yourself into the ground and be
yeah,
absolutely exhausted. Like that's the quickest way to burn out. Like
yeah,
I don't even post every day. Like I don't even know anymore. Like maybe once a week or when I feel inspired. Like it I think people would be surprised to hear that the couples that I come across, like once they come to my Instagram, they just like look at the work and they're like, "Oh, that's good." Like they're not looking at like, "Oh, when was the last time she posted? It better been
yeah,
yesterday."
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. The content is more important than
Yeah,
when it was posted.
for sure. It's definitely quality over quantity. And I think that the same goes for TikTok as well. Like they really just want informative posts that will help them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. You have to show how you can help them like solve their problems because this is
exactly.
what you're hired for, right? Yeah. But one other thing I think that is kind of like I don't agree with is
Mm.
I used to have this idea that if you want to serve premium clients, you have to be in business for 5, 10, 15
Oh,
years,
mm.
Mhm. And here I am. How long have I been in here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
and
tell us, when did you start your photography business or
I've been in
destination specifically?
adventure elopements. I've done 2 years now. Yeah,
See?
yeah, and I was like a few years before that. I was a photographer, so quite a short journey, to
Yeah.
be honest. But what I want to say is that you can grow faster
Mhm.
because the first year that I did that, that was very intense, and I learned so much, and I had so many experiences in like logistics, how the locations look, how to shoot at them. I took a course in photography. I learned like this much. Like
Yeah.
I'm showing with the hands the entire world. I I learned so much in that 1 year that I feel like I have the experience of a person who has been in the industry maybe like 10 years
Yeah,
because I've just put so much effort into all of that. So you can do it faster, and but you do have to learn from your mistakes and be very thorough in what you do with the premium clients. You have to go over the moon to serve them well. And I want to be like 100% invested in each and every one of the couples. And this is what they pay me for.
yeah.
And why I actually raised the prices like what was that, half a year ago, was because I understood that actually I am offering so much more to my clients than
Mhm.
the average adventure elopement photographer is offering.
Yeah,
And I'm doing things differently, and they love that. And this is also do things differently. You
yeah,
don't have to do things the way that everybody else does, because then you don't stand out.
for
You
sure.
have to know what is unique about you. And I started doing things my way, in a way that I would like to be served.
Hmm.
And I built my business around that. And my clients love me for that. This is why they book me, because I do things differently. They have mentioned it like dozens of times because of that. So be brave, trust your gut, do what's right for you. Don't
Yeah,
fall. You don't have to do the same way everybody else does their jobs.
for sure. Could you give a few examples of what like makes you unique that your couples have told you about?
Yeah. So one of the biggest things is the fact that I do the planning for them, not just recommendations. Usually it stops at the recommendation part.
Mhm.
I book the hair and makeup artist, the boat ride, the helicopter flight. I do all of the communication, the availability check, the pricing, prepayment, the final payment. All of that runs through me, and I take
Wow.
that over.
You,
Usually photographers don't do that. So
yeah.
I'm like taking that part over from the couples, and they love me for that. But also, as background information, I studied entrepreneurship and project management at the
Oh,
university. So
yeah.
project management is built into me. So I don't mind taking that over. Another thing I do differently is I don't have this kind of 8, 10, 12 hour packages. I
Mm,
have half day, full day, and multi day.
yeah.
And the full day is full day.
Yeah.
It can be 8, it can be 12, it can be 18 hours. I had
Wow.
18-hour elopement day a month ago. It was exhausting, but it was, oh my God, so awesome. We were out before the sunrise. We finished with after the sun has set, and we had such a long, beautiful day. And I'm not charging extra for that. They
Wow.
know they can be flexible within the day. I'm not charging them for the additional hours. They know they're safe in that sense, because a lot of photographers charge like they charge extra later
Yeah.
for the additional hours, and then it comes a different price that you originally imagined. So I take that off of them, like right away. So yeah,
Mm,
that's another thing that they love. That's It's very flexible, and also having the buffer day is something that clients have booked me for, because I have the flexibility to change.
that's
Yeah,
amazing. No, I think photographers would be surprised how much couples would be willing to pay to just take everything off their plate and just do
yeah,
like take care of vendors, booking, and make themselves
yeah,
all inclusive.
exactly.
Like
You
people
know,
don't want to deal with like international vendors where they've never been
yeah,
before. You know what I'm saying? Well, even
yeah, and
locally
it's
too. I've gotten like a lot of inquiries for all inclusive for like redwoods, for example. They just don't want to,
yeah.
they just want everything done for
You
them.
know, yeah, yeah, exactly. And it is very stressful and overwhelming to find the vendors, to talk to them.
Yeah.
Like I did a conclusion from one of the last elopements. It was with all of the vendors, they have 4 vendors. I
Hmm.
exchanged almost 50 emails, almost 300 WhatsApp messages. I called their hotel twice
Oh my
to
God.
arrange things. And I did 6 international payments on behalf of the couple.
Wow.
And I drove for 3 hours the day before the elopement to pick up the bouquet and the wedding cake. So
Yeah.
this is all I did for one couple. And this is what I took over. And this is what I want. And I think a good example of that is I recently changed my website
Hmm.
so that it brings, the cherry on top thing
Yeah.
you have on
Yes.
the website. You all of the packages include this, but that's not all.
Yeah.
That section that used to be the fact that I do very fast sneak peek delivery.
I feel
I
like
changed
all
that into
Elopement photographers have that
yeah,
cherry on top
yeah,
of the
exactly,
sneak peek.
yeah, yeah, and I changed that. I put in there that unless like other photographers, I actually take everything else over from you too.
Amazing.
Once I did that change, I started getting 1 to 3 inquiries per day.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
drowning. When that went in there, I was like, oh my God, that shows very well that people want that. It
Everyone's
used to
going
be
to
one
change
to
it.
three inquiries per week, and then it was suddenly per day. I was like, okay, I need to like, what do I do? So I put like the average investment stuff on there too,
Mhm.
beside the fact what the starting price is, just to limit the amount of inquiries, because I was literally drowning. But
Yeah.
I think that shows very well that this is what clients are after. And I think that is going to be the future for adventure elopement photographers, at least
Yeah.
for the ones who are willing to do that kind of planning for the clients. Yeah.
No, I definitely agree. And I think with what you just said, I think we're going to see a lot of website changes and updates for elopement photographers, and they're going to start putting like, I also provide everything that Ava provides.
But I also want to bring out that just be careful in a
Yeah.
sense that if you're actually not good at planning and having a workflow that supports that,
Yeah.
that's a big job to take on yourself.
Yeah,
So please only do that if you're actually willing to do all that and you're good at planning stuff like that.
for sure. I
Because
will say that
otherwise, you're going to be drowning, you're going to be have bad reviews and so on. So make sure you're actually willing to do that.
yeah,
It's a lot.
it's incredibly overwhelming, and it will teach you how important it is to have really strong vendor relationships
Yeah.
wherever you go. I think
Yeah.
it will teach you to maintain those relationships like so much more
Yeah.
wherever you
Exactly.
go. Because like I can hit up a vendor and be like, "Hey, are you available this day?" And like they are so excited to work with me again. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah. Just 2 nights ago, I had dinner here in Italy with two of the hair and makeup artists who are
yeah,
in the area. Because I'm here now, why not?
yeah,
Let's go out for
exactly.
dinner. Yeah.
Ah, I love that. Let's see. We went over, I thought I had one more question for you. Oh, it wasn't a question. It was a thought that I had when we were talking about the advice that you would disagree with. I like that you told our listeners that they don't have to be in for like 10 years in order to be where
Yeah.
you're at, Ava. I will say that the the beginning photographers that have done extremely well in our niche and has grown exponentially so quickly was because they were so passionate about what they did. They weren't afraid to take risks and like invest in themselves and just like go all in and just
Yeah.
work really, really hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. And I think invest in yourself, in my case at least, meant hiring a business coach.
Yep.
It meant I hired also, or I got myself a year-long course for getting my photography skills to like
Mm,
excellent level. I
yeah,
would change my photography since then because I learned so much of the storytelling, how to capture everything different, lighting scenarios, weather conditions, editing skills. And I've learned so much. I have literally invested easily 5 figures into my education
for
to
sure. Yeah.
become on this level so fast. I could do it on my own,
Yeah.
but it
But it's
would
going to
take
take
me
you
literally
years.
5, 10 years. And I'm not sure I would be on this level with 5 years either. So education has played a big, big role in this. So yeah, this is something I would recommend. If you want to get to the higher level faster, hire
Education
somebody to teach
for
you how
sure.
to do that.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's like step number one to
Yeah.
streamline yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. The other question that I had is if you had to start from scratch, like you had no portfolio and you had to start over, what would you do? What's the first thing you would do?
I would do exactly the same thing I did this time. It seemed to be working out.
What's the first thing?
Hiring a business coach.
There we go.
Yeah,
Love to hear
teaching
it.
me all of the things that she has gone through, seeing because the mastermind I was part of, it showed me so much of the niche, not just the photography, but
Yeah.
the business side of the things, the automations, the website, how to build it up, what's the like psychology
Mm,
behind the website, how to build it up in a right order of things, what to write about, how to show yourself on social media. It was like very wide
yeah.
range of topics that we went through. And I think if I would have done it myself, I wouldn't even think of most of the topics.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we covered those things there and I kind of grew faster because of that.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I think
Yeah.
that would be the first recommendation. Yeah.
No, I agree. And I think a lot of people are scared to invest in an educator. I think some people have either had really bad educators or they're just not willing to invest the money or they just don't have the money yet. And I totally understand that. But what I will say is like investing in an educator is the best way to like streamline yourself
Yeah,
right away. And there are really great
definitely.
educators out there. You just kind of have to do a little bit of research and find them. But
Yes. And I know it costs a lot of money, but if it makes you make money faster,
Yes.
then it's definitely worth it. If like 1 or 2 or 3 bookings can already
Yeah.
make it even, it's worth it. It's gonna
Right.
be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had one business coach and then I went ahead and hired another business coach and it was another huge investment. It was like, I think it was like
Yeah.
$6,000, $7,000. And I said, if I could just, based off of what I learned from this course, from this coach, if I could get one booking, it'll pay it off. Like I'll be
It
okay.
paid off. Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
like the mindset that I think a lot of people need to have is that like signing up for this course can cover one booking, then it's paid off. It's good to go.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this is way like hands-on learning. I used I had a bachelor in entrepreneurship and project management, and I went into masters later, kind of like specific niche of entrepreneurship. And I understood that I quit after the first year because I understood that I rather take the money that I'm putting in the university right now and put it in a business coach that teach me hands-on
Yeah.
version of the same thing in this specific niche, not just the overall entrepreneurship where I have to find my own way in my niche. So it's kind of like, and I haven't regretted that decision once because entrepreneurship is something you learn in practice.
Yes. Facts.
Yeah. You can learn it to some extent, yeah. But if you're not practicing it, it's giving you nothing.
Yeah.
And I think this is something where a lot of women get stuck at. They try to educate themselves like too much because
Mhm.
they feel like they're never enough to start charging now. And then they learn and learn and learn, but they never get to the practicing part. And
Yeah.
then what was it all for? So rather start sooner with the practice and then it's
Yes.
going to lead you places.
Don't spend so much time planning, researching, trying to make the perfect plan that you never actually
There
execute.
is no perfect plan.
Hmm.
Like plans change in time and it's okay. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, I have one more question for you before we close.
Yeah.
You've built this amazing business. You're an amazing mom, and you're doing both beautifully at the same time. For the listeners, the parents that are probably listening to this and just feeling that they have to choose between both, what would you tell him or her?
You don't have to choose. You can have both.
I love it. Beautiful.
If anything, if you take anything home from this
Yeah.
episode with you, take the fact that you can do both. But you just have to find ways to make it work. Sometimes it's hiring a babysitter. Sometimes it's about involving the grandparents more. Sometimes it's about like redoing the way you do business and
Yeah.
make it more intentional and match your lifestyle. So there are ways. You just have to find your way and just think how you want to have it and just go for it and try to figure it out like on the go too. You don't have to have like specific plans set. It comes with time. Like
Mm.
I didn't know how to do all of that. Like when we started out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to go on a trip now. How do I talk to the kids? What's gonna happen? I didn't know, but I figured it out. You go on the go, and then you just go with the flow. It's gonna
Exactly.
work. It's gonna work out. It
Learn
has
as
to.
you go.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I lied. I have rapid fire questions before we close out
Oh.
the episode. Are you ready? Has to be quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite country you've photographed?
Portugal. It's my
Portugal?
favorite country, like in general. Like I
Why?
love
Wait,
Portuguese
why?
people. The food is good. It's very affordable. The nature is amazing. I love Portugal. Yeah. I
Okay.
love Italy too.
Mhm.
Italy has a lot of variety in itself. Tiny country, not tiny, but rather small country that has like so much variety in one country. I love that about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Most underrated elopement destination.
Ooh, Portugal.
Yeah. I was going to say, just going to say Portugal because a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
people
actually
like
yeah. I
underestimate
think a
Portugal.
lot of people don't even know that's an amazing like destination, and the fact that they don't know makes it amazing because
For
it's
sure.
like not like a mainstream location people go to.
Okay. Well, you said mainstream. What's the most overrated, in your opinion, elopement destination?
Oh,
It's going to be controversial. I know which one you're going to choose.
oh my god! I think some very crowded spots in Italy where I feel like it's so crowded that I wouldn't want to elope there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we're saying Italy, some parts of Italy. Okay. What is your favorite lens?
Oh, so I'm a fixed lens girly. I have
Really?
24, 35, 50, and 85. And from those, I think the favorites are 35 and 85,
Got it.
depending on the, yeah.
Depending on
situation.
the situation. Perfect. Do you prefer the window seat or aisle seat when you're traveling?
Always window.
Always same, same. Okay.
Better for power naps.
Yeah. Mountains, ocean, or desert for photographing?
Mountain plus ocean, like together. So
Together.
Madeira Island, please.
Oh, are we talking
So you
about
have like big
Portugal here?
mountains on the ocean side. That's my vibe.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise. I'm a morning person. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're avoiding people too, which is
Yeah.
amazing. Let's see. One piece of advice you would give the elopement community as a whole.
Do things your way. I think I'm going to stick to the thing I said earlier. Do
Yeah,
things your way. You don't have to match everything else that everybody else is doing. Do your thing. You're going to stand out with that.
I love that. Because if you do what everyone's doing, you're just going to blend in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
perfect. And the last question, where can people find you and share your social media and website?
Yeah, so my social media with a few followers is Elopement with Eva. Eva is EVA. My website is the same, elopementswitheva.com.
Yay! Okay, thank you so much, Ava, for being
Thank you
on.
so much for
You're so
having
amazing.
me.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning into the Epic Podcast. If you love today's episode, don't forget to follow the show, leave a review, and share it with a friend who could use a little inspiration. You can connect with me on Instagram and TikTok at Cheryl Ann Photo or at Epic Photo Podcast for more stories, tips, and behind the scenes from life as an elopement photographer. Until next time, stay epic.